Aragon here with you this morning, and it is time. That's right, it is time for our question of the day. And just to go ahead and let our social media viewers know, my computer froze up on me, so I'm on my phone. Hopefully, you guys can hear and see everything just fine. But yeah, our question of the day basically has to do with some good news. Newsweek magazine said 2 Tampa police officers recently saved a kitten from Hurricane Ian. They found the kitten wandering on the streets as rain and wind pummeled the area. They even nicknamed the kitten Stormy, which I thought was a pretty cool name for a kitten. Cops took the kitten to a local veterinarian. The kitten is fine. In fact, the kitten was adopted within an hour, which I think is a pretty cool adoption story right there. And that brings us to our question of the day. Do you have any cool, warm, and fuzzy stories about adopting pets, or in what unique and fateful ways were they and your pet, or you and your pet, brought together, I should say? So that is our question of the day. I'm hoping for some really nice, warm, and fuzzy stories. I'll tell mine right now. My dog Gracie, who recently passed away. Well, I shouldn't say recently, but recently passed. Well, I acquired Gracie because my roommate at the time wanted a Shih Tzu puppy because her sister got one. And so they got Gracie. They were actually fostering Gracie and her puppies at the time. And once the puppies all found their homes, she decided to go ahead and keep Gracie. Uh, and Gracie just decided that she was going to hang out with me. I don't know if it was something she didn't like loud noises or whatever, but she ended up coming into my room, jumping up on my bed, and just relaxing and chilling with me all the time. Basically, probably because I was always listening to music or watching stuff and I had my headphones on because, I don't want to bother the roommates or anything like that. But yeah, she would come into my room maybe because it was nice and quiet and just hang out with me all the time. And one day, my roommate walked by the door and said, "Fine, she's your dog." And I went, "Okay." And that's how Gracie and I came together. I thought that was a pretty cool story. And I know that a lot of people I know personally, have some great stories about how they came and acquired their pets. So definitely let me know any of your nice, warm, fuzzy stories about adopting your pets. And that will be our question of the day. Of course, you can let me know by giving me a call on the Zia Comics hotline, or sending that text on the Zia Comics text line as well. And of course, just leave your comments on our social media pages as well. Go ahead and let me know, what warm, fuzzy, cool stories do you have about adopting your pets? That is our question of the day. I just realized, since I'm on my phone, I don't need the headphones really. So yeah, that is our question of the day. Basically, coming out of those stories from Ian about how this cat was rescued. And like I said, I think Stormy is a killer name for a cat. But what warm, fuzzy stories do you have about your pets and adopting them? I know some really, really cool ones. I'm hoping, Amy, you can at least tell that Toby story, which I think is pretty awesome. But there are different ways that we acquire our pets. And yeah, what do you think would be a good way to go ahead and get those? I want to hear your stories about how awesome that is. In the meantime, we can go ahead and take a look at what is going on in and around the world. It looks like some Fort Myers, Florida residents are kayaking on the flooded streets. They are trying to get to their homes to see if what is left following the destruction of Hurricane Ian. Of course, we wish everyone well and hope that they are all good there, and they find things in good order and they can recover quickly. Also looks like Halloween candy prices are, guess what, expected to rise. That's right, 34% this year due to, you guessed it, supply chain issues. Gotta love those, right? But yeah, Halloween candy going to be a little bit more expensive. Still tasty though. Also see that White Castle is launching their own beer called It Hits Different. Yeah, I bet it would. Hollywood box office looks like the new scary movie Smile is the number one at the box office. Made 22 million this weekend, and it only cost 17 million to produce. So I'm sure there's some very happy campers there. Also, I saw that lots of good things that are happening in the destruction of Ian. There are still some good news stories that I think are pretty cool. Like Amanda Marr of Cape Coral, she gave birth in the middle of a hurricane. She was 4 days past her due date, when the doctor called her and told her to come to the hospital for an emergency C-section. She had a healthy 10-pound baby boy, which I think is pretty cool. And Amanda named her son George Bentley. Yeah. And the couple returned to the apartment the next day. The apartment was not damaged and the cat was safe. So that's all good news all the way around. So I think that is some cool stuff that is going on in and around the world today. Once again, our question of the day is, I want to know what your warm and fuzzy stories about adopting pets. It's not really a question, I guess. Not really. Just more of a, like, tell me some stories. That would be it right there. But I'm going to call it a question. What warm and fuzzy stories do you have about adopting your pet or acquiring your pet? Go ahead and, oops, let me know. Wait. There it is. Yeah. Can't put my hand over the camera because I'm on the phone. But go ahead and let me know what cool and awesome stories that you might have about that. And that way, you can do so by leaving your comments on our social media pages. And don't forget, of course, you can always send me a text message or give me a call to go ahead and let me know what warm, fuzzy, cool stories do you have about getting your pets. That is our question of the day. The end button doesn't